Hello and welcome to Representing Integers. This is Chapter 3, Lesson 7 from the Nelson Math Focus textbook. I'm Mr. Burko, you're listening to my Mathcast, and let's get started. Our goal today is to use integers to describe situations. You might not be familiar with the word integer, but by the end of this lesson I think you'll have a pretty good idea of what that means. We are going to take a look at this number line here on page 90 in our textbook. Our character's name is Jason, and he is using a computer to write a list of jokes for his friends. Now, he's got a cursor that's represented by a snake here, and he's using the right and left arrow keys to move it around, and he's just fooling around, and he thought maybe he could represent these on a number line. Well, the thing that you must notice about this number line is that zero's in the middle, and there's numbers that go to the left of the zero, and there's numbers that go to the right of the zero. So if Jason were to press the right key 4 times, the snake would move 4 times to the right, and I don't think it's any surprise, but he'll end up on 4. But if he started at 0 again and pressed the left key 4 times, then he would be going down to -4. Alright, so now you've opened up a little bit of what you can see on this number line, and we're going to answer some questions. Question A, what integer can Jason use to describe the new position when he presses the left key twice? Well, if he presses it once and then twice, he ends up at -2 or -2. Now it's your turn. Let's suppose the cursor moved from 0 to -6. Which key did Jason use? How many times did he press it? I'd like you to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'd like you to write that answer down on your paper. Alright, hopefully you had a chance to write that down, and if you didn't, pause the presentation, but here's your answer. The answer would be he used the left arrow key and he pressed it 6 times to get to -6. Your turn again, question C. What integer does each square on Jason's number line represent? Alright, so what I want you to do is I want you to pause the presentation and I want you to write in all the integers that would be on the left side of the 0 and all the integers that would be on the right side of the 0. Go ahead and finish that off. Welcome back, and here you go. Here are the answers that you can check to make sure that you had the right integers written in there. Most of the students that I teach don't have a really hard time with this concept, but it's something that we do have to learn this year, so we want to make sure we have a good understanding of it. Now, question D says, why do you think that -4 and 4, the numbers that I've circled here on my number line, are called opposite integers? So I want you to pause the presentation and just think about that for a second. Why do you think those would be called opposite integers? Well, the reason why those are called -4 and 4 as opposite integers is because they are both the exact same distance from the 0, but they are going in different directions. So the 0 to -4 is 4 steps away. The 0 to +4, or regular 4, is 4 steps away. So when you have two numbers like that, they are called opposite integers. Well, thank you very much for joining me for Representing Integers, Chapter 3, Lesson 7. We will be exploring integers in our next lesson in class, right as soon as you return to school.